There is an uncomfortable truth in medicine that almost no one tells you directly, not because it is complicated, but because it is easy to misunderstand. After the age of 60, you are not just getting weaker. You are losing a very specific type of strength. The kind that determines whether you can catch yourself when you trip, whether you can stand up without hesitation, whether you remain independent or slowly begin to rely on others. Picture this. You are at home. It is a normal day. You sit down for a moment, maybe to rest, maybe to read, maybe after a short walk. Then you decide to stand up. And something subtle happens. There is a delay, a fraction of a second where your body does not respond the way it used to. Your legs feel slower. You lean forward more than before. Your hands instinctively move toward your thighs or the armrest. That moment is not random. That is your body sending you a signal, a precise, measurable signal, that your leg strength, and more importantly your power, is declining. And if you ignore that signal, the trajectory is predictable. Slower walking, reduced balance, higher fall risk, loss of independence. As a clinician, I see this progression constantly. People who believe they are doing everything right. They walk every day, they stay active, they keep moving, and yet their functional strength continues to decline. So let me give you the unfiltered medical reality. Walking is not enough to maintain your leg strength after 60, not because walking is bad, but because it does not challenge the system that is failing. In this briefing, I will show you exactly what is happening inside your body, why walking, despite being healthy, does not stop this decline, and the one movement pattern that has consistently been shown in clinical research to improve strength, balance, and real-world independence. We are building toward one exercise, a movement so simple that most people completely overlook it, and yet it is one of the strongest predictors of whether you will remain independent in the years ahead. Let's begin with what is actually changing inside your body. There is a term in medicine called sarcopenia. It describes the age-related loss of muscle mass and function, but that definition is incomplete, because what truly matters is not just how much muscle you have, it is how effectively you can use it. After the age of 60, your muscles undergo several critical changes. You lose muscle fibers. The remaining fibers become less efficient. Neural activation, the signal from your brain to your muscles, becomes slower. Your ability to generate force quickly declines. This last point is the most important. You are not just losing strength, you are losing speed of strength. In clinical terms, this is called rate of force development, and it is the single most important factor in preventing falls. Because when you stumble, you do not have time to think. You need immediate force, immediate correction, immediate stabilization. If that system is weakened, even slightly, the outcome changes. Now, here is where the misunderstanding begins. Most people respond to this decline by increasing their walking. More steps, more distance, more consistency. And that seems logical, but it is not sufficient. From a physiological standpoint, walking is an aerobic activity performed under low mechanical load. Each step places only a small demand on your muscles. Your body adapts to that demand quickly, and once adapted, there is no further stimulus for strength growth. It becomes maintenance at best, decline at worst. Research comparing walking to resistance-based exercise shows a clear pattern. Walking improves cardiovascular health, but it produces only minimal improvements in muscle strength. In contrast, resistance training, exercises that challenge the muscles against load, significantly improve leg strength, functional mobility, walking efficiency, balance. In one controlled trial, older adults who performed resistance training for 12 weeks increased their leg strength significantly and improved walking endurance by 38%, not because they walked more, but because their muscles became stronger. In another long-term study involving older adults receiving care support, structured strength training improved chair rise performance, walking speed, stair climbing ability, overall functional capacity by up to 24%. Simply advising people to walk more did not produce the same effect. So the conclusion is clear. If your goal is independence, strength must be trained directly. Now you might be thinking, do I need a gym, machines, heavy weights? No. And this is where the most important insight comes in. The most effective exercise for your legs after 60 is not found in a gym. It is found in your daily life, a movement you already perform, but rarely train. That movement is the sit to stand, standing up from a chair. At first glance, this seems trivial, but biomechanically, it is one of the most demanding movements in your day. It requires coordination between multiple systems. Your quadriceps extend your knees, your gluteal muscles extend your hips, your core stabilizes your spine, your balance system keeps you upright, and all of this must happen in a precise sequence. Now here is what the research shows. This movement declines significantly with age, and when it declines, so does independence. Older adults who struggle with repeated sit-to-stand movements show reduced leg strength, slower gait speed, poorer balance, higher risk of falls. In fact, some researchers consider the ability to perform repeated sit-to-stands as a direct indicator of functional health. One analysis suggests that older adults performing fewer than approximately 45 sit-to-stand movements per day may already have a deficit in functional capacity. That is not a fitness benchmark. That is a warning threshold. Now let's look at what happens when this movement is trained. In a randomized study involving frail older adults, participants performed repeated sit-to-stand exercises 3 times per week for 12 weeks. The results? Significant increase in knee extension strength, reduced muscular effort during walking, improved efficiency of movement. Walking became easier, not because they walked more, but because they became stronger. Another study in adults over 80, a group often considered too old for meaningful improvement, showed that sit-to-stand training significantly improved balance scores even when compared to other low-intensity leg exercises. And across multiple studies, consistent improvements were observed in sit-to-stand performance, functional mobility, motor coordination. This is critical because independence is not built on isolated muscle strength. It is built on coordinated movement. Now, before we go further, I want to check in with you. You might be thinking, why has no one told me this clearly before? That reaction is valid, but information alone changes nothing. Action does. So I want you to pause for a moment. Write your age and your country in the comments, because the moment you acknowledge where you are, you can begin to change where you are going. Now we move to the most important part, the gold standard protocol. This is where most people make mistakes. They perform the movement, but incorrectly, and that reduces its effectiveness dramatically. So let me walk you through this with clinical precision. The sit-to-stand surgical protocol. Step 1, chair setup. Use a firm, stable chair. Place it against a wall. This eliminates instability. Sit on the front half of the seat. This increases the mechanical demand on your legs. Feet flat on the ground. Position them slightly wider than hip width. Turn your toes outward slightly, 10 to 15 degrees. This optimizes hip alignment. Step 2, postural preparation. Your spine should be neutral, not rounded, not excessively arched. Your chest should be slightly lifted, your gaze forward. This ensures proper force transfer. Step 3, the forward shift. Lean your upper body slightly forward. This is not momentum, it is physics. You are aligning your center of mass over your base of support. Without this step, the movement becomes inefficient and often requires compensation. Step 4, the rise. Now stand up. But here is the critical instruction. Do not use your hands. Do not push off your thighs. Do not swing your arms. Drive through your heels. Engage your quadriceps and glutes. Take 2 to 3 seconds to rise. This controlled effort activates more muscle fibers, especially the ones that tend to decline with age. Step 5, full extension. At the top, stand fully upright. Do not stop halfway. Squeeze your glutes. Stabilize your posture. Pause for 1 second. This improves balance control. Step 6, the eccentric descent. This is the most important phase. Lower yourself slowly. Count to 3. Control every centimeter of the movement. Do not drop into the chair. This phase builds what we call eccentric strength, the ability to control force. And this is exactly the type of strength you need when going down stairs or lowering yourself safely. Dosage and progression. Start with 3 sets, 5 to 10 repetitions. Perform this 3 times per week. If this is too difficult, use a higher chair. Add a cushion. If it is too easy, lower the chair height. Slow down the tempo. Add resistance, for example, holding a weight or wearing a backpack. Progression is essential. Without progression, there is no adaptation. Now let me give you a simple but powerful framework. Walking keeps you alive. Strength keeps you independent. You need both. But they serve different purposes. Walking trains endurance. Sit-to-stand trains function. There is one final concept you need to understand. Your body remains adaptable, even after 60, even after 70, even after 80. Studies consistently show that older adults, including those with reduced mobility, can significantly improve strength, balance, and function when exposed to the right stimulus. Your muscles can still grow stronger, your nervous system can still become more efficient, your coordination can still improve, but only if you challenge it correctly. So here is the decision in front of you. Continue doing what feels comfortable, or start doing what is effective. If you take one message from this entire briefing, let it be this. The ability to stand up, without hesitation, without assistance, and under control, is one of the strongest indicators of your future independence. Train that ability. Protect it. Strengthen it. And if you want a simple, structured system that shows you exactly how to build this step by step, adapted for your level, comment 60 plus below. I will guide you through it. Your legs are not designed to fail. They are designed to carry you for life, but only if you give them the right signal. Start today. Stand up with intention and stay in control of your body.